Alright, question 1 is what I call the boundary trap. These questions are testing whether you know how to correctly connect two complete sentences when you have words like therefore, however, moreover, and consequently. The biggest mistake students make is thinking that because these words sound like transitions, they can just be surrounded by commas. But on the SAT, punctuation depends entirely on the sentence structure. So let's take a look at the question. While studying the bioluminescent properties of the Vibrio fischeri bacteria, Dr. Arisawa noted that the light intensity remained blank. The researcher decided to calibrate the sensors to ensure the readings were not an artifact of equipment failure. So before we even look at the answer choices, let's understand what is happening. We have two main ideas. First is that Dr. Arisawa noted that the light intensity remained constant. Second is that the researcher decided to calibrate the sensors. Both of these are complete sentences. They each have a subject and a verb. So now we have to ask, how do we connect two complete sentences or independent clauses when we have the word therefore? So you have to remember this rule. Two independent clauses cannot be joined together by a comma. They either need a period, a semicolon, or a comma plus a fanboy. Now let's go through each of our options. Option A is constant, comma, therefore. So this one is actually a trap because it might sound natural when you read it quickly because of the pause. But we have two complete sentences being joined with only a comma. This creates a comma splice, and we just discussed it goes against the rule for independent clauses. The SAT loves to test and trap students on this. So make sure that you never join two independent clauses together with a comma because it creates a comma splice. Option B, constant, comma, therefore, comma. And this looks even better because therefore has commas around it, but the problem is still there. We still only have a comma connecting two complete sentences. The punctuation before therefore is wrong. So B is also wrong. Option C, constant, semicolon, therefore. This is very close to what we need. We have the semicolon, which is good and acceptable to connect two independent clauses, but we are missing the comma after therefore. When a transition word like therefore interrupts a sentence after a semicolon, it needs a comma after it for a natural pause. So we need semicolon, therefore, comma. So option C is wrong. Option D is constant, semicolon, therefore, comma. Now this is the correct answer. The semicolon correctly connects two independent clauses and the comma after therefore is required. So the final sentence is, Dr. Arisawa noted that the light intensity remained constant. Semicolon, therefore, comma, the researcher decided to calibrate the sensors. The key takeaway from this question is, whenever you see words like therefore, however, or moreover, don't just add commas automatically. First check, are there two complete sentences? If yes, the SAT usually wants a semicolon plus the transition word plus a comma. And that is how you beat this type of punctuation questions. Question 2 is what I call the colon versus semicolon trap. These questions test whether you understand when punctuation is introducing an explanation versus when it's simply separating two complete thoughts. So a lot of students choose a colon whenever they see a detail after a sentence. But the important thing to know is that the SAT only allows a colon when the second part explains, defines, or gives an example of the first part. So let's take a look at this particular question. The architectural firm's proposal for the new civic center emphasized modularity and blank. The committee members, however, remained skeptical of the long-term structural integrity of the lightweight materials. So before looking at our choices, let's break down the sentence. Here, the two main ideas are that first, the architectural firm's proposal emphasized modularity and sustainability. Second is that the committee members remained skeptical of the long-term structural integrity of the materials. So both parts can stand alone as complete sentences or independent clauses. Now we need to figure out what punctuation belongs between these two ideas. The important clue here is the word however. However shows a contrast. The proposal sounds positive because it emphasizes modularity and sustainability, but the committee members have concerns. So we're not introducing an explanation or an example, we're showing a contrast between two independent ideas. So let's go through our answer choices. Option A is sustainability semicolon. So this one is tempting because the semicolon can connect two independent clauses. However, the second part starts with the committee members, and the transition word however is already inside that second sentence. The punctuation needs to allow however to properly interrupt the sentence. Option B, sustainability, comma. We know from the previous example that this creates a comma splice. We have two complete sentences being joined by only a comma, which is a common SAT trap. Option C, sustainability, colon. Now this is the colon trap. A colon introduces something that explains or expands on what came before. It could be like a list, a definition, or an example. But the committee members being skeptical is not explaining sustainability. It's showing a difference in ideas. It's showing a contrast. Option D, sustainability. This is the correct answer. So the sentence could be read as, the architectural firm's proposal for the new civic center emphasized modularity and sustainability. The committee members, however, remain skeptical of the long-term structural integrity of the lightweight materials. The SAT does not always require a punctuation mark. Sometimes the correct answer is no punctuation because the sentence is already correctly structured. So the key takeaway from this question is that before choosing a colon or a semicolon, ask yourself, is the second part explaining the first part or is it introducing a new idea? A colon is for an explanation, an example, or a list. A semicolon is for two related complete sentences. No punctuation can also be correct when the sentence is already complete. Question 3 is what is called a sentence boundary trap. These questions test whether you can tell when a sentence is already complete and whether adding punctuation accidentally breaks the flow or creates an error. The SAT loves to include answer choices that already feel like natural pauses. But the real question is, do we really need any punctuation here? So let's take a look. In her 2023 monograph, historian Elena Rossi argues that the fall of the empire was not a singular event, but a centuries-long blank. She meticulously documents shifting trade routes and localized climatic changes to support this claim. The main idea is that historian Elena Rossi has a specific argument, that the fall of the empire was not one sudden event, but a centuries-long process. Then the sentence continues by explaining how she supports that argument. So now we need to ask, how are these ideas connected? The phrase after the blank that she meticulously documents is directly connected to the idea of the process. It explains how Rosie proves that this process occurred. Now let's take a look at each answer choice. A is process, comma. Now you might have recognized that this is a comma splice because it places a comma between two complete thoughts. And like we mentioned in the previous questions, the SAT does not allow a comma to separate two independent clauses by itself. Option B is process. This is the correct answer. No punctuation is needed because the second part smoothly continues the idea from the first part. So the sentence reads naturally. The fall of the empire was not a singular event, but a centuries-long process she meticulously documents. C. Process, comma, and. This adds an unnecessary conjunction. And would make it seem like Rosie's argument and her documentation are two separate actions, but the second part is actually explaining her argument. Process, a semicolon. A semicolon would create too much separation. It would make she meticulously documents sound like a completely new idea, but the sentence is meant to connect the process with the evidence that Rosie provides. So the important lesson here is, don't add punctuation just because there's a natural pause when reading. The first ask is whether the second part of its sentence, or is it continuing and explaining the idea before it? On the SAT, sometimes the correct answer is simply leaving the sentence alone.